now present For the Record.
Welcome to this special edition of For the Record on the Road. I'm Naomi Coles. This weekend marks 20 years since the day that changed our lives and our history forever. A Wisconsin memorial commemorating the terrorist attacks in New York City was 11 years in the making, opening just this summer in Kewaskum. Today, I'm taking you on a tour of this site. So talk me through a little bit of when this project started and the timeline of how long it took.
Yeah, certainly. So in 2010, we had been made aware, the nonprofit had been made aware that a piece of steel from the North Tower of the World Trade Center was going to be made available, and we had to apply for the piece of steel, and it took 4 years that it became approved, and the steel came to Kewaskum. It actually sat in front of the Kewaskum Fire Department for a number of years as the plans were coming together to build this memorial.
So everything here has some meaning. So why don't we start in the center with the steel that you were just talking about?
Yeah.
This isn't the only one in Wisconsin.
No, there are a number of pieces in Wisconsin, a few pieces in Wisconsin. This piece was granted to us by the New York Port Authority. It's actually angled facing Ground Zero in New York, which is southeast of Kewaskum here. And it's set on a, really this base. The designer took essentially a string and said, here, if we held the piece of steel by a string, how would it naturally rest? And this is the exact center point of that. So a lot went into designing that base and getting the steel put in such a way that felt natural. It's placed on a pentagon-shaped base, which has symbolism obviously in itself with the Pentagon that was attacked on 9/11. And then each point of the Pentagon points to a different learning station, as we call them here at the memorial. This statue here is called Ascension, and it looks beautiful at night, yeah. And it's it's meant to be two towers engulfed in flame, and we'll have a full plaque on that explaining that, which will be up here hopefully in a day or so.
So it's still very much a work in progress.
There's just I'd say it's 98.5% complete at this moment that we're talking, and hopefully it'll be 99.9% complete come Saturday morning.
Where would you send someone to next here?
The next will be our victims panel, which explains the 2,977 innocent victims that were killed on September 11th. It talks about the fire, police, and first responders who were killed, the military individuals who were killed, as well as there were 16,000 people who went to Ground Zero to recover and help remove debris and things. And of those, thousands have died of the toxins that they inhaled at that site. So paying remembrance to not only those who died in the attacks themselves, but those who succumbed to illnesses from the toxic fumes at Ground Zero. The fifth point in the 5 learning stations here are the Twin Tower Trellises, and these obviously represent the Twin Towers at Ground Zero. And there's clematis climbing flowering plant that is starting to grow over it, and it will take a little bit for it to go, but you can see it's starting to take shape. But once these are covered with the clematis every September, that plant will bloom. We also have a survivor tree. So on September 11th in the World Trade Center Plaza, they found one badly mangled but still alive tree that was left in the plaza. And that's now referred to as the survivor tree. They dug it up, they took it to a sanctuary where they helped it come back to life and start to grow and produce leaves and such again. And from there, they took seedlings and they gave them to different memorials throughout the country. I believe it's 3 every year. I mean, we were grateful enough to receive one of the last first generation seedlings from that tree. So this tree will grow up to be about 25 feet tall. We'll have beautiful white blooms in the spring, and then these really vibrant red leaves in the fall. There's an oak tree in the field, which is just behind the memorial. That oak tree is 754 inches to the center of the memorial, which is the same distance in inches from Kewaskum, from this memorial to Ground Zero. So the same distance in miles as it is in inches.
What is it that you want someone to feel as they leave this site?
I want the community to feel that coming together that we felt on September 12th, the day after 9/11, where we as communities and neighbors came together as Americans and felt that that pride and togetherness that we sometimes forget. And I feel that this memorial is a representation of that. Not of, it of course helps us remember the attacks, but really what happened afterwards is what I want people to take away. And every single time that I've come here, even as we've been speaking, there were individuals walking through who are looking at the different pieces of the memorial, looking at our engraved bricks from those who had donated, and looking at the different pieces, and teaching their children, or looking at all of the different aspects of the memorial, and being able to help future generations understand it and learn from it is important, and that's why I'm involved.
When we come back, the veteran who played a big role in this memorial and his own reflections on what this anniversary means.
You've heard that an apple a day keeps the doctor away, but you still need to see your dentist because getting good dental care is important to your overall health. You know dental bills can take a big bite out of your budget, especially if you're retired or on Medicare. Even a simple cleaning can cost $200. And other procedures like crowns and root canals can cost hundreds, even thousands more. But affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company can help. Give us a call or go online for this free information kit with all the details. This isn't just a discount plan. This is real dental insurance that can help pay for over 350 covered procedures like cleanings, fillings, crowns, even dentures. There are no deductibles, no annual maximum, and you can see any dentist you like. So don't wait. Call now or go online for your free information kit from Physicians Mutual.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
Hello, I'm Roman Ryan of Ryan Funeral Homes. As a locally owned and operated funeral home, it's important to know that not all funeral homes are the same. Some other Madison area funeral homes are actually owned by corporations based outside of the United States. A corporately owned funeral home is focused on the bottom line, making services more costly. We have served local families for more than 80 years, and our priority is investing in the community and your family. In your time of need, Ryan Funeral Homes are here for you.
Madison Magazine's Fall Restaurant Week 2021 is here. Participating restaurants will provide a 3-course lunch starting at $15 and a 3-course dinner starting at $25, featuring wine and more. Don't miss Madison Magazine's Fall Restaurant Week 2021, starting September 19th through the 24th. For participating restaurant menus and details, visit MadisonRestaurantWeek.com. Presenting sponsor, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund. Supporting sponsor, E&J Gallo Winery.
Welcome back to For the Record. I'm joined next by Josh Schoemann. He's the Washington County Executive. He's also a veteran of the Global War on Terror, and he's this memorial's largest donor. Josh, thanks so much for joining me today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, tell me a little bit about your own experiences as a veteran. Walk me through your service.
Yeah, so I actually joined before 9/11 in 2000, and in 2003 was called up as part of the Global War on Terror, Operation Iraqi Freedom, and was there right at the beginning of the war.
Do you have a standout memory? You told me you deployed once. What is a standout memory from your deployment?
Yeah, it's really what changed my life. There's really kind of two things. One was watching my fellow comrades getting on Chinooks and going up to Baghdad in the invasion, and really kind of trembling in fear from it. But then probably more importantly, seeing the children in Iraq when I arrived, drinking out of puddles, and realizing to myself I had to come back home and do something that would make a difference and earn the sacrifice of those guys who put their lives on the line, my brothers and sisters in arms.
What does a anniversary like this, 20 years now since 9/11, what does that mean to you? What sorts of things are you reflecting on?
There's lots of emotions that come back, certainly. Everybody's got their moment from that day. But I think there's really three key things. One is remembering all the lives lost, not just on 9/11, but all the years that have followed, including the Global War on Terror. Two is remembering and reflecting back on 9/12 and how we were a unified country, and just all the positivity that came from that. And finally, I think now with everything that's happening in Afghanistan, and as a veteran of Operation Iraqi Freedom, reliving all of that loss, we've lost our resolve as a nation, and I think we need to look deep and figure out who we are and get back to that unity that brought us together back on 9/12.
Which I imagine is part of what motivated you to get involved with this project.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's funny, but I can point back to the time when I saw those kids drinking from puddles, and I just decided I was going to earn back that sacrifice for the rest of my life. And when I found out about the memorial and the Haberman family, I just decided this was a great way to be able to do it and talk to my wife, and that's what we did.
Tell me how you raised money for this.
Yeah, so we started with a walk across the county, myself, my wife, the county clerk, Ashley Reichert, and her husband, Justin, who's a veteran from the Global War on Terror as well. And we decided we were going to do about a 40-mile walk right around Memorial Day weekend in 2019. And we had such a great outpouring, so many local businesses, individuals that helped and donated. And we gave a good chunk of the money here, as well as created an endowment to put flags on the veterans of every, put flags on the gravestones of every veteran in Washington County forever. So it was really important to me to be able to give back in that way.
Absolutely. And how much were you ended up being able to donate to this?
Yeah, so specifically the first time we gave about $65,000. And then when the county board decided to change my position from administrator at that time to elected county executive, I decided to forego my severance package, and then I asked the county to give that money as well, so that was probably about another $75,000. So again, it felt like it was not mine to take, it was the people of Washington County, and what better way than to give it to a place like this.
Any final thoughts you'd wish to share?
I just think as a nation we need to really dig deep and think about who we are, and I'd ask people to take 9/11 and 9/12 to do that individually and think about who we're putting in office and what values they represent.
All right, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you.
You can recap all these conversations online right now at channel3000.com. Thanks for joining me.
This has been For the Record.